How's it going, everybody? We got a burner of a blog to go over today. Omega Red and the Kyln Tower. So much to go over here. So much news about Crucible, a new way to earn resources for free, and of course, more information on Omega Red, or at least repeated information on the Omega Red unlock. All right, here we go. Let's start with the battle plan. Your battle plan for the 25th through the 31st, we got the Ultimate 32 beginning, which is going to be a tournament that has 3 rooms for defense, but you're going to do 5 days of fighting. This is going to start on Sunday the 26th, so on Saturday, make sure you log in and set a defense for those 3 rooms. I'll try and have a plan for those 3 rooms coming out either later on today or early tomorrow morning to help you guys theorize some good banger rooms. On Monday the 27th, we got the Kyln Forge and Fire. This is where we're going to be unlocking Omega Red. And if you don't know what Kyln Tower is like, it is a tower type mode that's going to have 20 floors, heavily gated by tags. In this case, Absolute A-Force, X-Men, and Avengers. We need at various levels of Purple ISO. To get the biggest Omega Red possible, you need Purple ISO 3 on those characters. And you only get to use 3 of them per node, so we need a minimum of 3 of them to get through all these nodes, maybe more. But after looking at the data mines, this could be really easy. This could be as simple as just have the newest characters with the Purple ISO 3 on and win. But we'll wait and see. What I would suggest, guys, before we even get to it, just don't equip anything. Wait till Monday comes, other people beat it, see what they use, and see where you can min-max your resources. All right, Battle Pass, Miss Marvel Classic. This is an interesting one because I know a lot of people have been skipping the Battle Pass. So Miss Marvel Classic, along with Kahori, has been a very interesting 2-piece combo in various modes. So curious to see how this is going to be accepted by the community. Omega Red Training, Survival Training in the Spotlight. Those are all just the weekly events this week. We got a Cloak Bits, and then on January 30th, that's the Thursday, we have the 5C tournament. That's right, your content creators going head to head in a battle for supremacy, and who will be able to craft 1 room in season 14 of Cosmic Crucible. So very cool stuff there. It'll also be where we showcase season 13 rules. We got a Mighty Games Quick Rumble, so Mighty Avengers Quick Rumble. Crucible season 13 is going to begin on the 3rd. That'll be fixed when the blog goes live. Keep an eye out in your inbox, alerting you to character availability. We got Blade to the Cosmic Crucible store and Diamonds available in the Elite store. He is not a character you want to skip out on. He definitely makes that short list of characters worth 3 diamonds. We got Oath to the War store, another great character. Try and get these guys maxed out as quickly as you can, and Oath is definitely worth 2 diamonds. Man-Thing featured in the Spotlight Raid Orb, so you'll get him maxed out quickly. Not really a diamond necessary character, but throwing 1 diamond on him will help him take some hits. So I think that's a pretty smart investment, as this team is going to be along the ride for the next raid tier. And Sentinel moving to the Arena store in Arena Orb. Now this sucks for anyone who didn't have Sentinel max, though I mean Sentinel was in the Spotlight Raid, so you have no excuse not to have him max, unless you're a newer player not in that mode yet. This is a tough pill to swallow though if you don't have him maxed, because people want to be using their arena credits on training modules in light of the level cap increase. Finally, Ancient One and Emma Frost have been added to Bumpsy Elite Store. This means you can keep an eye out for them in the Ultimate Store and in the Battle World Store if you still have some of that currency, as well as your Premium and Mega Orbs. These characters are really good. When Battle World comes back, although it'll be a once-a-month activity, the bigger they are, the better you do on Null. That's going to be a good thing. What I'll also say is this team is proving to be an absolute powerhouse in Crucible in some very clutch matches as burn attacks, but not just like a go in and die attack. Go in and they need to get some kills. So the bigger we have these guys, the better. In particular, guys, the Ancient One with her unavoidable special and flipping buffs like Things to Bleed, super impactful. I'm looking to get her at 7 stars as quickly as possible, so I will be glued to my Ultimate Store and my Battle World Store. All right, Kyln Forged in Fire. The greatest prison break in history until the next Kyln break. The universe kicks off soon, and with it, your chance to recruit Omega Red Phoenix Force. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our recent blog with the details, including the teams you'll need and the minimum number of cells you'll need to clear in order to unlock Omega Red Phoenix Force. As a reminder, the full power and capabilities of Jean Grey and Hercules will be fully unlocked during this round of Kyln game modes and character prerequisites. Example, if this character has 3 more Immortal X-Men allies, they'll be considered. All this means, guys, is that in the later towers, floors in the Kyln mode, you could probably expect to see characters that are going to really lean into the passives of Hercules and Jean Grey. In particular, that would be the anti-speed bar portion, or potentially the buff stripping portion. I think it's going to be like, get your Jean Grey to purple 3 if you can. She's kind of more impactful than Hercules, and she's on that Crucible team, which I know more people kind of value over the war team. and she will be stopping Speedbar in its tracks. So if you see a Skrull there, an Old Man Logan, whatever the case may be, she's going to stop it, and they're probably going to lean heavily into that, especially if the data mines are to be believed. All right? And don't forget, Omega Red Phoenix Force is an epic character, so he'll only be available for a limited time. His shards are gone until later this year. Okay, well, at least we know it's later this year. Probably 6 months from now. The Phoenix Force team is also an absolute terror in Cosmic Crucible, making Kyln, Forge, and Fire a can't-miss event. The Prison Break starts on January 27th, which is the Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. The Envoys did put out videos of Omega Red gameplay use. It was not super convincing. Since then, they did take some feedback, and they made Omega Red Special unavoidable, which is a huge step in the right direction. What I want to say is I asked for permission to get another chance to test them, because we had limited chances, right? Just the way the playtest is set up. And although the initial testing wasn't great, on my second run, I got more favorable results by pairing them with a character like Black Knight, Apocalypse, and either Echo or Nightcrawler, and doing some really fantastic things. Including one-shotting Odin Illuminati, very convincingly. But that was a 7 star Omega Red, which is obviously way, way different than a 4-star Omega Red, and he was the heart and soul of the team. He was all the damage. I have a hard time with this. I'm not saying go buy Omega Red if you want to be good in Crucible, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm also not saying skip this character altogether if that's what you're doing based on the Envoy footage. This is a super fine line to walk, and honestly, I don't know how to do it, because my honest take on Omega Red is that, yes, he and Phoenix will definitely distinguish certain matches in Crucible in favor of people who have a bigger Omega Red. But I don't think it's the master key like Captain Britain was. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do, and with everything I've said up to this point, do you, okay? I personally am not going to be buying Omega Red. I'm not going to go for a 5th star. I'm not going to go for a 6th star. I'm not going to buy his awakened abilities. I'm going to get him at 4 yellow, 4 red, and whatever I can do, that's what I can do, and we're going to have fun with that, and that's my plan. All right, Ultimate 32. The Living Tribunal is giving you more Cosmic Crucible action soon with the return of the 32-player tournament. This tournament will only last 5 days and will only have 3 defense rooms, so make sure you plan accordingly. We talked about this, so let's quickly go over the rooms. I don't want to get too much into it because I already put a video out on this. The global rules, there's nothing. It's just extra health, extra damage, and exhausts work the same way exhausts have always worked. If you do a combat cancel, no exhaust for you. Stage 1, special abilities cost 4 more, ultimate abilities cost 4 less. We've seen so many rooms like this, it's not super duper interesting in my opinion. It's basically any kind of character that wants to use his ultimate, whether it be Mephisto, Super Skrull, I don't know, Doom, Apocalypse. Like, these characters that have really valuable ults, well, now they'll start with their ultimate if they didn't already, but also their ability costs 4 less, so they will wrap back around to that ult faster than they normally do. Quite a bit faster with 4 energy. So I do think this is going to be an impactful room, but I don't think this is going to be a room that is make or break. I can see a team like a Mephisto team doing really well in here, but a team like Illuminati I don't think does super great here because they rely on their specials. Even though it'll make like Captain Britain have his ultimate, Shuri will open with her ultimate, there's clever ways you can try and get around that. I'm not saying that team's not going to be really good in this room, just not as good as they would be if they started the way they're intended. All right, stage 2 on defense offense. X-Men characters count as Immortal, X-Men, and Uncanny Avengers. And Avenger characters count as Mighty and Uncanny. Let me talk about this portion first. That's right. Get rid of that. Okay. Oh, get out of here. Let me talk about this portion. It's going to highlight it all. The Avenger character portion. Let me talk about this part, okay? This is stupid. I don't know why they do this. Avenger characters counting as Mighty Avengers. Nobody cares about that because Mighty Avengers are a war team. They have war tags on the most interesting parts of their kit. Other Avenger characters don't really change that. I don't know why they put that in there. All I'm saying, this is useless for Crucible, okay? Unless they had war rules are applied in this room, it doesn't matter. All right, X-Men characters count as Immortal X-Men and Uncanny Avengers. This one does matter because an X-Men character, let's talk about some of the best X-Men characters that aren't already on that Immortal X-Men team. Nightcrawler, that can help you get your Storm faster to her ultimate, plus a turn 1 stun. Old Man Logan, lots of assisting, another stun, turn meter rewind, lots of control. That could really make the Immortal X-Men team better. But let's not forget, the Immortal X-Men team has offensive tags. Everything that they do that is interesting is on the offensive side. I'm not saying you can't make an interesting Immortal X-Men team with this rule now. I'm just saying this rule won't innately make them have more synergy because everything is hidden behind offense that is interesting on those new characters. So if you throw in Nightcrawler and Old Man Logan with, say, Storm, Cable, and Phoenix, that's cool, but it doesn't stop turn meters, so I can go in there with Tangled Web, Cable, Oath, and Apocalypse. I can get a quick stun on your Nightcrawler. I could then Falcon Punch your Old Man Logan, and then we see what happens from there. So don't think that this makes this team good on defense, is all I'm trying to say. There'll be very easy ways to beat it, and with it only being a 3-room tournament, people are going to have so many weapons on offense. Stage 3, this is my favorite room by far. They should have called this the Snapping Turtle Shell room, okay? So we get an extra max barrier, but also on spawn, we bury ourselves for 100% of characters max health. Some people think this doesn't make sense, okay? So we bury her for 100%. We get an additional 50% max barrier. So how does this tie up? Because we can only get up to like 30% max barrier. So really, we only get 80 out of this 100. But I think Fortifier breaks that limit. So you get a little bit extra barrier, and certain characters do as well. So certain characters can go all the way up to 100%. That's all it is. This is the Snapping Turtle part, okay? Gain 100% damage. This is really cool. So all of our teams are really fortified, and they're clobbering. It's clobbering time, boys. 100% damage is a insane amount of damage to add to certain characters. I think this is where your own Illuminati or some sort of variation of that team is going to end up on defense. All right, on Ally Death, bury yourself for 100% of characters myself. This, again, is going to make matches drag on longer, which really benefits a team like Odin Illuminati. Unless you're doing that fancy Mephisto workaround, right? So, like, if you were able to get certain kills, it's going to give the other characters barriers, it's going to make them harder to take down, and it goes from there. So, on January 26th, guys, get ready for Ultimate 32. What this means for you right away is on Saturday, log in, go into your Cosmic Crucible tab, and set your defense, because that is when you're going to have the opportunity to, if it's not there already. So just remember that, so Sunday, you don't get caught off guard, and you go in there, and you have some sort of random team set in 3 rooms. That wouldn't be very good. All right, Cosmic Crucible 13, here we go, guys. Now we have the official rules for Season 13 of Cosmic Crucible, and the global rules, Absolute A-Force characters on piercing damage, Absolute A-Force, offensive. Okay, here's the thing. I think Kahori, everything she does is offense up, so this basically is a way to get her, like, offense up on spawn and for her attacks. That's going to truck. That's going to be a lot of damage. I think the other characters, lots of piercing too, but they're just not super interesting. And I mean, unless you throw them with Mephisto, they just get Immortal Expend out the gate, just dead, right? So it's just kind of useless for them. And if it is with Mephisto, you do 2 burn attacks and Immortal Expend still clears it up, and you probably would have had to do that anyway. So not a super interesting global rule. What I wish they did is, I hated Age of X when we had it. I miss it now. I would have loved an Age of Absolute, or Age of A-Force. Take the Absolute out of it. Where it's like, war tags are active here, and like Jean and Hercules, this character doesn't need to meet the prerequisites to do certain things. Like, Nico doesn't need to have X amount of characters to put trauma and disrupt and flip busts on characters with shields. That would have been really cool and really introduced a new powerhouse team in Crucible for the season, but they didn't want, I guess they just don't want to go that far. Let me know how you would feel about that, because that would help people that have those teams built up already, but it wouldn't help people that don't. It would actually hurt them when they face people that do, though, right? So let me know what you think about that. I just think that these global rules are a little bit, they're snooze fest, right? Then we have the regular, 20% extra health and 10% damage on defense, and exhaust work the way that they always do. Stage 1, hunting scene. On successful attack for strikers, apply bleed. On successful attack of raider and skirmishers, if target has bleed, perform an ISO attack. So kind of a little neat inversion of how things go. Normally a striker does an ISO attack if the enemy has vulnerable. Now raiders and skirmishers are going to do an ISO attack if the enemy has bleed. So but if you have a certain amount of raiders and a certain amount of strikers and bleed characters are in play, we can be getting triple taps all over the place. So kind of an interesting room, but I think we've had this before and it didn't play as big an impact as you would like. Stage 2, Spec Ops. On defense and offense, on successful dodge gain stealth. Characters with stealth gain 20% extra damage. We've seen this room before. It's a big nothing burger, or at least it was when it was relying on characters like Super Skrull and Noir. It just didn't play that big a role. I don't see it playing a super big role either. I'm trying to think of new characters against stealth, like Orcus comes to mind. That's about it. I guess Phoenix can put people into stealth, right? But I just don't see this room playing a super big factor in Crucible, just like it didn't last time. So not much to talk about there. Momentum. This room played a big role before. Okay, special abilities cost 2 more. Ultimate abilities cost 2 less. So kind of like the Ultimate 32, but by a factor of 2 reduced. When an enemy character dies, allied characters gain 1 ability energy. So if you get a kill, you then gain energy and helps bridge that gap. This was a stage 4, I believe, in a season pass, and we saw a lot of Black Knight teams here. We saw a lot of Hive Mind teams here because Void Knight does give that energy to Hive Mind characters, so they kind of act as normal. And that was really interesting. Hive Mind is, very much out of the meta right now. So I'm curious to see how this is going to act. Once again, I think that this probably isn't the best Odin Illuminati room, but maybe, since this will make Odin open up with his basic instead of his special, this could make doing burn attacks a little bit trickier. I only wonder if it then opens it up for Omega Red Phoenix Force to come in and obliterate it. Because Omega Red with his ultimate turn 1, especially if he is a big Omega Red, is going to just demolish things, right? But this will lead to an Odin battlefield effect, so interested to see what happens in this room. I'm looking at this room to be the most interesting room next season. Stage 4, Resolve. On defense and offense, all characters. On death, all allies gain offense up. On death, apply trauma to all enemies. Now, this is poorly worded. They need to have a qualifying word here. Is it on death of allies or on death of enemies? Because if it's on death of everybody, then this just happens to everybody all the time, right? So say if it's just on death, any death, which I mean they would have to have the word any there. It'd be like if a Greg dies, the entire team, enemy team gets offense up, your entire team gets offense up, everyone gets trauma. It just doesn't make sense, right? So we're missing a word about allies or enemies. I'm guessing the word they're looking for is enemies here, but it could go either way. On death of enemy, you gain offense up. On death of enemy, they all gain trauma. I think we've had this room before, and that's how it works. So unfortunately, missing a word there. Stage 5, Resurrection Protocols. On defense and offense, mutant characters on spawn gain revive once and immunity. This we also have seen before. It didn't play a huge role then. I don't think it'll play a huge role now. More likely than not, this is just going to be where you shove your extreme X-Men leftovers, and it makes them a little bit less efficiency wise, makes them harder efficiency wise, and maybe you fall into a couple pit traps here and there. What I don't think you're going to see is like a bunch of Omega Reds getting used here or anything like that, because there still is the vulnerability to Omega Red if he's not with a team like Mephisto or Odin. So I don't see him magically going here just because he'll have a revive once, especially because the speed of that team, they can get easily countered by a character like Black Cat with a turn 1 stun, or like Weaver with a turn 1 stun plus the charge mechanic. And as long as they can counter 2 characters so they can't get cleanses on the Omega Red, like I think they just win that. So I don't see this room playing a huge factor except just being an efficiency sink with extreme leftovers, but I'm open to being wrong on that one. Stage 6, Charging Power. On offense and defense, all characters on spawn generate 5 ultimate ability energy. So lots of characters will open with their ultimates. On ultimate ability use, ability block all allies. This is a funny one. So Mephisto, for instance, opens up every single fight with his empowered ultimate, which will put ability block on all of his allies. So not the greatest use, and then he'll open up with his basic instead of his special because he will also be ability blocked. Kind of an interesting thing, right? But enemies that have lower cooldown ultimates, like Mephisto, maybe like a Captain Britain or a Hank Pym, even like a Shuri, they'll having their ultimate up after subsequent attacks could be very interesting. Though again, I think for certain teams, not opening up with their special when in the hands of AI could be a detriment to them on defense. So keep an eye out for this room, the other energy room, and then the, which one was I talking about? Those 2 rooms. Yeah, I guess it's just those 2 rooms that I find super interesting. Obviously, ability, energy, and speed, kind of the end-all be-all for Crucible rules so far. Hopefully they can find something a little bit more entertaining going forward. All right, and Season 13, guys, is going to start on the 2nd, right after the U32 tournament. Then we get the 5C tournament. So back for the first time in 2025 is the 5C tournament. If you're new, the 5C tournament is where 8 of our envoys clash in Cosmic Crucible on our early access server with Season 13 rules, while the rest of us watch, laugh at their mistakes. I feel targeted by that one, okay? Steal their strategies and try and guess who will come out on top. The 5C champion will earn an exclusive opportunity to collaborate with our development team on designing a Cosmic Crucible stage for Season 14. Check out the fun on your preferred content creator social channel and make sure you're on the official Discord to grab promo codes for sweet in-game rewards. The tournament begins on January 30th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern if you're like me on the East Coast. And this is great. So normally we get like maybe 300 to 500 cores, a couple million gold, a couple thousand trading materials. So make sure you check out those promo codes at the very least. I'll make sure to share them in the Discord, and I'll make sure to ping everybody when they go live. Now this I'm super excited for. So Twitch drops. Strike Cyber Command has officially given the green light for Twitch drops. Tune in on our upcoming Twitch streams plus select Twitch streamers from our official envoys to unpack juicy resources and other rewards from Twitch drops during these broadcasts starting soon. This is great. So if you're not familiar with Twitch drops, basically if you watch a creator on Twitch for X amount of time while they're streaming Marvel Strike Force, you just get sent rewards. I assume it's going to be sent rewards in the mail, and it's just going to happen. This is the first time they've experimented with Twitch drops. I expect there to be some hiccups because they're now working on a third-party program. But this is really, really cool, really exciting. I expect the rewards to start small, and then maybe we see some big ones during some hype releases. Like maybe the next time a legendary character is out, they have a Twitch drop for, you know, watching people do the Scourges. That would be really, really cool. So another way to get resources into the hands of communities. I love that. To push community engagement, I really like that too, because we do have the best Twitch community in the world. I said it. Very, very untoxic. Juggernaut Zombie. He's farmable, kind of. All right. Have a hunger for brains, then make sure to head over to MarvelStrikeForce.com daily to claim Juggernaut Zombie shards. Once you have Black Knight at 7 yellow stars, you can start to collect Juggernaut Zombie shards starting on January 27th. So guys, if you max out your Black Knight, whether from farming him from the Crucible store, plus the free claims, then now you're going to start getting Juggernaut Zombie from the web store every single day. This is great. This normally leads to these characters getting maxed out fairly quickly. And I don't want to read too much into this, but I'm going to anyway. That's 2 Dark Promotion characters back to back. All right. So that was Black Knight DPC, Juggernaut DPC. If they follow that trend, the next DPC character that shards actually matter for is Captain Britain. And after that, Zombie Scarlet Witch. And after that, it'll be Omega Red. So this could be where we just get these DPC characters going forward. I'm not saying once Juggernaut Zombie's done, they'll immediately have Captain Britain there. They'll probably let it simmer for another 3 months or something like that, and then maybe that's how it goes. I think that'd be really cool, and it pushes people to their website, which, I mean, they love, because honestly, they do have one of the best websites in the industry, and I'm sure that is generating a lot of revenue for them. But if you can just sneak in there and get some free shards, do that. All right, we got the Friday free claim. It's that time again. Head to the web. Friday's free claim, which is available now, which not right now, at the time when the blog goes live. 1,200 dumbbells and 5 Medusa character shards, not to be confused with the 15 character shards we get every once in a while. This is an additional 5, so I guess from free claims we're looking at now 185 shards total from Medusa. And make sure you grab the free claim available each day on our website to earn even more rewards. All right, now we're going to get into the events. We'll go over this pretty quickly, but we'll tackle these events in a different video with live pool if time permits, hopefully, because these events look pretty good. All right, Omega Training, Mine Diamonds and XP. I freaking knew it. All right, we got to talk about this. How to score points. Earn Crimson Hunt orb fragments from Kyln Forged in Fire. So by doing the Kyln milestones. Battle in War with Hercules, offense only. He's an offense only character. Or Absolute A-Force, offense or defense. Good that we can do both. And then Battle in Crucible Jean Grey and use Power Cores. So many inputs for this event. The variable one that you can control is your power cores and whatever stars you have for the characters, right? So if you're coring extra to level faster, this is going to help you progress more in this milestone. So if you're doing like the hundreds but only for a little bit to try and get extra experience, wait until this event goes live so you don't run out of cores. All right, but I want to talk about this because this is pretty important. The big rewards, tons of XP. So in the current mental mistakes or whatever the Jean Grey milestone is, there's a total of 10,000 experience there, or more realistically, like about 6,000 or 5,000 for free-to-play players, okay? That experience plus what you get daily, we are so likely all hitting 105 long before the 69 days. So please listen to me. If you are only coring to level faster because you are worried you're not going to hit 105 by the 69 days, relax. They've already given a huge buffer with these 2 events, plus other things that we've seen them put energy into, including the Strike Pass or the Battle Pass from Miss Marvel Classic. Probably see some experience there. It means less rewards they have to give us immediately, and more security that you're just going to hit the level cap faster, which I think is really good. The second part, not the first part. And tech gear, okay. All I'm trying to say, guys, is Save your power cores and save your extra energy from that strike store and everything for events like this, where you can double up, get extra milestones, which will lead to experience, apparently. They're using that as one of the main carrots now. And whatever other rewards are on those milestones. So just, you know, just don't slam all your resources into the game right now because they put the word race on an event, all right? Leaderboard, 3 diamonds for Shadow King. Yes, he has come out of the shadows as one of the best characters in the game. Undeniably, and not just in Battle World, which happens once a month, or will be happening once a month, I guess. And not just War, where they're a really good team, but now in Crucible, we see the power of Shadow King and that Astral team being the best burn team ever, because they don't just go in there to die and pull cooldowns, they get kills along the way and can RNG themselves into fantastic wins. And 3 diamonds on that guy with that possession is crazy. I expect this particular leaderboard to be insanely competitive. Avengers Fitness Challenge, the energy drinks and dumbbells, and the event starts on the 27th, which is Sunday. So make sure if you're going to use extra power cores for energy on Sunday, save it till this event goes live. All right, survival training. We got spend uncanny energy. This is just the web milestone. I hate this. I don't want to have to spend extra cores on the uncanny energy. I'm doing it because I get gold orbs and then it helps me with this web milestone. But I really don't like being forced to do it on that particular event. All right, in the spotlight. On a mission with your alliance for dumbbells and spotlight milestones. So play spotlight rate 2 using Jean Grey and collecting the allied supply orb fragments, and you're going to get collect dumbbells and path to Jean Grey orbs. This is great. Last time, I forget what the last event was. It was like War Crucible or something. Alliances didn't get very far in the alliance milestones. This one, if you're doing difficulty 2, I think it's a difference if you do difficulty 2. My alliance looks like we're going to get the second last milestone completely for free. No one's buying these allied supplied orb fragments. And that's how it should be. That's definitely how it should be. It feels good. It rewards pushing the highest difficulty of the raids, even though the day-to-day rewards are definitely lacking. Getting better milestones here makes it feel okay that I push the guys to difficulty 2. So happy about that. And hopefully you are too. Mighty Gas, Quick Rumble, flex your might in Blitz for dumbbells. So use the Mighty Avenger characters for bonus points for those at 5 and 7 stars. When you have the rework characters like Falcon, Invisible Woman, Vision, and Scarlet Witch, you'll get this done super easy, so that's great. This was a 30-minute blog video. This was so heavy. I guess we talked a lot about the Crucible rules, right? So Zombie Juggernaut Farmable, Twist Drops coming, 5C tournament, U32 tournament, Season 13, Kyln Tower. We're getting some good stuff, guys. It's going to be a good week in Marvel Strike Force next week. I can't wait to experience it with you. But for now, stay happy, stay healthy, have yourselves a wonderful day and a wonderful week if I don't see you. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.